What's up, YouTube? My name is Rob Guillory. Thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. The purpose of this channel is to encourage, inspire, and give insight into what can be sort of a crazy making industry. Of course, as always, I am talking about the comic book industry. So this week, I am focusing on penciling. This is a straight up process video. You're going to have to excuse my voice. I'm just getting over a cold, so my voice has kind of been coming in and out. So I'm going to do my best to keep it together for you guys. You guys also seem to be really enjoying watching me draw, and frankly, I really just like talking about the penciling process. It's sort of one of the areas where I get to just straight up be a geek. I like talking about this stuff. So hopefully you get something from that. Let's get to that, and I'll catch you on the other side. So this week I'm going to focus on the basics of penciling, or at least how I do it. As always, there are a million variations of this. Every single artist is going to come up with a different process that feels right to them. For example, some folks like to pencil on a computer or device, then they print out the pencils and ink directly on top of them. And I've actually considered toying around with this process in the past, and I may in the future, mainly because the convenience of being able to hit Control-Z every time I screw up, or to be able to scale the pencils on the page sounds really, really nice. So maybe I'll try it in the future. But ultimately, I've always gone the really simple route. So after I've worked out the layout for the art in a small thumbnail sketch, I then start roughing out the drawing with an unsharpened blue pencil. And note, I'm going to emphasize the unsharpened part. This pencil is still really, really worn down from previous use. And that's actually what I want for this phase. The beauty of the unsharpened pencil is it doesn't let you focus on tiny detail. Try as you might, whatever you draw with an unsharpened pencil is going to be a fuzzy mess. But the thing is, in the early stage of a drawing, fuzzy mess is exactly what I need. At this early stage, I don't want to be focused on tiny detail. I want to be focused on broad shapes, on gesture, and on composition. I want to make sure everything fits nicely in the space that I have. Back when I was just starting out, a big mistake I'd make is focusing first on tiny minutia, on little details in the drawing. I'd get so wrapped up in the little things that my composition would suffer. And often I'd end up with a lopsided drawing that just sat awkwardly on the page. So the unsharpened pencil approach was a good solution for me. It makes me focus on the right things first, saving details for later. I'm also focusing on energy. Now, you'll notice I'm a very, very messy penciler in this phase, and that's on purpose. I'm making a mess, moving the dull pencil around, trying to capture the right energy in the right line. Now, that may sound a bit strange, but each line is essentially a movement, and different movements require a certain amount of energy. So these early lines are me looking for the right line that has the right energy that makes the drawing pop. So because of this, because of the fact that I'm moving the pencil around so quickly, this phase tends to move very, very quickly. Maybe just a few minutes tops. Unless I hit a snag and I decide I hate my drawing mid-stride, which I must admit has happened a time or two. And speaking of hating my drawing, this first phase is actually my least favorite, even though it's a very quick phase. I think it's because the blank page can be sort of intimidating to me. I regularly wrestle with being a bit of a perfectionist, so I have to silence my inner critic to start any drawing. I tell myself that this entire phase is actually supposed to be a mess, not perfection. So with that in mind, I'm able to attack the page. And I do mean attack. I want this first phase to move quickly so I can get to the parts that I actually enjoy. Next, once I've got the rough layout worked out, I'll actually sharpen the pencil just a little bit, just to give a little bit of a point. Now, this is going to allow me to begin the detail work. Now that I'm satisfied with where things are on the page, I can start shaping it further, placing where eyes and noses go, fingers and toes. It's still fairly rough, but now it's really starting to look like something. This is the part where I actually start getting excited about the possibilities, which again may sound strange, but the truth is I've learned that different artists approach their work from very different perspectives. Some folks look at a blank page and they see endless possibilities, and all of them excite them. My wife and my oldest son are examples of this. They can look at a blank page and immediately they think of the amazing, awesome possibilities that are going to come from that page. But some artists see the blank page and they see all the possibilities and they get a little bit panicked. They have to fight through all of this to find their confidence. And I often fall into this category. And this is even after thousands of pages published, I still have moments where I'm a bit intimidated by the work that's in front of me. Of course, I always overcome that fear, but it's still a fight. Lastly, once I've gotten the tighter pencils down, I switch to a technical pencil with blue lead. And this is actually my favorite stage. This is where I finally get to go crazy on details. And the technical pencil is actually the perfect tool for this. It's got a really nice fine tip that lets me dig into every single detail. And remember, earlier I said the unsharpened pencil allows me to roughly search for the right energetic line. Now with the technical pencil, I can choose a final line, giving a good sense of what the final art will look like. I like to use a combination of sharp lines with smooth curved lines. And the beauty of this phase of the penciling process is I actually get to get lost in the line. Sure, I'm focusing on the art, but I'm also able to zone out a bit and just enjoy the feel of the pencil as I feel every single line that I'm drawing. This stage is basically the one where all of my initial anxieties just melt away, and I'm totally present in every single line. It's a very relaxing process that actually brings me a lot of joy. So from here, I've got a good roadmap for the inks. So that's a quick look at my penciling process. Down the road, I'll probably look at the process within the context of drawing a sequential page. It's a bit more complex, but still very similar. Oh, and in case you were wondering why I use a blue pencil, many artists choose to use different colors, usually blue or red in the pencil phase. This allows the pencils to be more easily removed from scanned artwork. So after I scan it in, I can just select the blue or red pencil and remove it, leaving a nice clean black line. So that's it for this week. I hope it helps. All right, so that brings us to the end of yet another episode. I hope you were able to get something useful from it. Again, every creative is going to have a completely different vibe, different process and how they pencil. This is just what I've come up with after many, many years of trial and error. It's a very simple process, as is most of the things that I do in my workflow. So hopefully you were able to look at it and grab maybe a tip or trick here and there that you can apply to your own. Let me know what's going on with you in the comments sections. As always, I've been super pleased with everyone that's engaged down there. Thank you for the DMs and the messages. Folks seem like they're responding really well to the show. It's been really cool to kind of see people plug in and bring their concerns as creatives. And as always, any way I can help, I'd love to help in any way I can. Next week, I think I'll probably dig into the inks on this same piece. And then maybe down the road, I'll dig into colors, but that's a whole other thing. So as always, like, share, subscribe. If you know anyone who would benefit from this show, please, by all means, share it. Also, if you can hit the notification bell, that will let you know when I release new episodes. Otherwise, it may get lost in the algorithm. So that's it for now. I'll see you guys next week, and I hope you have a good one. Bye.